This is Quest of Life. We are a not for profit offering free online peer support groups, and this is a demonstration of a facilitated group. So keep in mind that your experience might not look and or feel the same as this streaming group. Not every group can be the same, as every facilitator is different, and so are the group dynamics. That said, if you'd like to join a support group, you can join us through questoflife.org. And if you want to support us monetarily so we can run more free groups for more people, please also do that via our website, questoflife.org.
Hello, everybody. How y'all doing?
Who wants to go first?
Well, I was just thinking earlier how I don't feel anxious about stream anymore. Now I feel anxious. um, but yeah, I can start. Um, so the past week, I came back to the UK. So like, after holidays with my family, and it feels really stressful again, even though the semester hasn't started yet. So I don't know what's up with that. Like whether it's just the anticipation of work like last semester, and that felt like way too much. So like, I don't know if it's that or something else, or like coming back to living in a city maybe, or both, or just tired from travel. But yeah, so far I'm kind of catching up on sleep again, because like my first flight got delayed, the second flight got cancelled, and then I got rebooked onto another one, and that got super delayed. So it was just kind of like traveling till 4 a.m. thing. So yeah, yesterday I just slept and played Minecraft. um, and what else? There's nothing specific that's kind of like bad. I'm just tired again. And topic wise, um, something along the lines of like, I always feel like I'm being pulled in so many different directions. Like there are so many things I want to be doing, and it's really hard to pick a reasonable subset and actually stick to it. Um, and the other one, or I sort of feel like they're related, but I don't know how. But the other one is also like being stuck when I feel exposed, so it's kind of scary to do stuff and allow other people to see it at particular stages of the process of like creating something. So yeah, that's me. Raymond, would you like to go next?
Yeah, sure. Um, so from last week's conversation, I've been thinking about that a lot. I think like most of the acceptance for myself comes from outward. So I'm currently on a journey to find acceptance within myself. That's been a struggle. Nothing concrete to talk about yet, so it's not really a topic yet. Perhaps it will in the future. Um, Still kind of saddened by all the news that's been going around. Like New Year's with the all the fireworks and stuff, causing a lot of issues. Feeling pretty sad about that. Um, Still drawing, still programming, so that's good. Yeah, that's about it for my week, I think. Pam, how about you go next?
Yeah, thank you. Um, mhm. I guess I'm still feeling some kind of confused. Um, I have a hard time thinking forward. It's just like taking it one day at a time, because planning is just so overwhelming, I think. So, um, hmm. So I also don't really remember what I'm doing through the week. I would have to look at my calendar. But a lot has happened with New Year's Eve, just celebrating. And then I'm looking forward to starting the new year. So that's where I'm at. I am. Yeah. I'm having a busy week ahead of me. A lot of new projects are starting, but I'm still looking for a job, so that's the first priority I have. For a topic, I think I don't really have a topic. It's more like exploration of emotions, I would say. So if that would be the topic for me, feeling overwhelmed for some time. But I really am intrigued by Tom's topic as well. So yeah, that's my check-in. I will send it to her. Anne?
I had a good week. Yeah, I think the new city, new house, the cat, everything just makes it feels like life feel very easy and doable. I spent a lot of time reflecting on stuff, and so I made a whole list of like things I want to work on. And yeah, I couldn't pick, but Tom's topics really resonated with me. I also feel like maybe I have too many directions. I can't really focus on anything. I don't know if I want to focus on one thing. I don't think so. Yeah, and also with the like sharing work, I think Tom said exposed, but for me, it feels like it's too tied to my identity that when I feel criticized, it's not like criticizing my work, but like me as a person. So it's very hard to share. Yeah. How about you, Mars?
How do I say this? I feel really good. I don't think I felt this good for a very long time. And I don't think anything happened. Like externally nothing happened, but internally I feel like this is where I can be for the rest of my life and I will feel very satisfied. So I have nothing to talk about, nothing to even work on. And then for the first time in my life, then I'm like, I think I just want to maintain exactly as I am currently. So that's kind of where I am. But yeah, pass it off to Jake, I guess.
I want to hear about that so bad though.
Yeah.
Uh, my week was conflicted. I've been playing Digimon way too much, messing up my sleep because I've been playing too much. Having a weird dental problem that's causing me stress. I am feeling other things, but I don't think this is the place for me to talk about them because they feel too vulnerable. I'm just feeling pretty lost, but that's a whole thing. But I want it to be authentic. Cool. So, Mars, what's going on? Mars.
I think it happened after our group session. No, maybe a day after the group session. I think I struggled with wanting to get to some places like, oh, I have to be in a certain place, I have to get what I need, I have to get what I want. And I think somehow I got a breakthrough because I got so tired of it. And I go, you know what? Do I even want it in the first place? And then I'm like, wait, I actually don't even want it in the first place. And then once I realized, like, I actually don't want this thing and I don't really need this thing either. And I'm like, okay, well, then why am I even doing any of this? So then I did nothing productive this week. And I'm like, this is exactly actually what I want. So then I just completely dropped everything. Um, well, I still did some work, but then it's not like I have to do more work and I need to get to a certain place. It's like, yeah, like I do work to maintain, like it doesn't need to go so far. And I'm like, I'm actually also okay to never work on any of my projects. Like if I want to work on them, like that's great. But I don't have to work on anything if I don't want to. And that also means like my external, like things might not work out, but that also doesn't really matter. So I just kind of let it go completely. And I feel really good. So I don't know what more to say there. Yeah, I think it's a sense of like, I don't need to change. And I don't think, yeah, I don't need to change at all. And it's fine. And I'm doing the opposite of what I usually do. It's like, I need to keep fixing. I need to keep like improving. I need to get to somewhere else when this is exactly where I need to be. Sorry, guys. I feel like this is completely different from like the senses of the group.
I think it's nice to hear. Like for me, the group is a space for like the whole spectrum of emotions, so and situations. So it's not like to me, it's not odd. Maybe it's unusual, but it's not weird. That's the closest I come to it.
It sounds really cool
It's
to
more
me.
like I don't know how to respond to it. Yeah.
Good for you.
I mean, for me, not in that way, but more like it's actually really hard to imagine what it might feel like. Like, it sounds really good, but also it feels like a completely, like, categorically different way of thinking somehow.
Yeah, like I feel like I'm in a different timeline or something. Like, honestly, like 29 years of my life, this is the first time where I feel like I don't need to be anyone different.
Mm-hmm.
Like right now, if everybody left the call, I'll still be fine. Like, I'll be like, okay, cool. I don't know what happened. It's fine. And then even like my friendships and whatnot, like if it falls apart, like it falls apart, it's fine. Like that is not my business.
I imagine feeling like I've had a couple of times where this happened, where the pressure was just so much that like it broke something in me, and I just didn't care anymore, and then things were fine, and it just kept going.
Yeah, it just feels like if if everything has such tension, then it's probably not. It wasn't like meant to be. The tension doesn't mean like I am wrong and I need to like do better. The tension actually means like I am probably doing something that isn't aligning with me and I'm trying to like make things work. When like if I just let go then and let things go as it is, then like something will be figured out at the end of the day. As long as I maintain like the internal peace.
Yeah, it's like I also have experienced that in like fragments or like different points. So I recognize it, but I also know for me it's something I have a hard time like keeping at a steady level. Like it also ebbs and flows a lot. Um, so for me, it's also the I understand and I know it logically, but it's hard to emotionally resonate with it. But just hearing you talk actually helps me too. It's really weird, but like I can hear it in your voice somehow. Like it's there. It's just like a baseline, something that I can hear. So for me, it's helpful and exploring to just hear you talk about it.
Yeah, it feels like something along the lines of if that thing, whatever it is blackmailing me in a sense. Like, let's say the project I want to do, it's like blackmailing me because I need to do it, otherwise I'll feel bad. Then that thing in itself feels questionable to even do in the first place. So that means like what I need to do is actually the opposite. It's for me to like be able to regulate the feeling in itself and then just let it go. And I'll go back to it if I feel like it. If I don't feel like it, then I'm only doing it out of like a negative emotion than a positive emotion. So therefore, like, yeah, I just go anything that blackmail me and not like intentionally. I don't think anything is like intentionally blackmailing me, but if I feel blackmailed by it, something needs to be different. Not I need to be different so I can complete it and it's done. It's that my relationship with that thing needs to be different.
Hmm. Yeah, like it's some kind of shift happens, but it's so untangible that it's hard to pinpoint or like put into words.
Yeah, but I think like the only way to get to this state is really being okay with the consequences of like things going completely wrong for everything.
So, what do you know what made the shift for you?
Yeah, I think I spend most of my life thinking. I'm constantly thinking. It's a exe that's always executing in my like the back of my mind. So I was stuck on a problem for 2 to 3 months, which is rare for me. And the same problem like keep existing, and I'm like, why? This doesn't make sense. And I thought about it so much to the point that like it actually physically like hurt my brain. And then it's yeah, like I think it was the Monday or something. Like somehow I like my brain just able to align everything and got all my understanding for the last 2 years to able to paint the picture of like this how I'm living my life right now. It's like it's not worth it. Like all of this is not worth it if I continue going this way. So if it's not worth it, then why am I doing it? Then like the opposite is like a better option. So maybe it's like I think about it so much that I made my life so miserable that not having certain things is like actually not having a lot of things in my life currently is actually better. Like all the aspirations and all the wants I have is like actually it's making life way worse. I think I should just pick it up in a natural way than like constantly have it on my plate and feeling like I have to do them. It's like I'm reaching for something but like for what? Like what is the reason for like reaching for all these things? Like, what am I trying to prove? I also realized, like, I think a lot of the projects, it's I'm trying to prove something to someone. So if I'm able to take that part out of I don't need to prove anything to anybody, therefore I don't want to do any of this, then my life would be structured so differently. I was also asking a question to my clients too. I'm like, yeah, if everybody on Earth died, nobody actually exists. Like, what would you be doing? And I asked myself that question too, and I'm like, I'll be doing none of the things I'm doing currently. And that in itself told me an answer of like, oh, this is not the life I want to live. But yeah, I think that's a curious question. I don't know if you guys want to try answering it too. Of like, if nobody on Earth exists, what would you guys be doing?
I'm not sure how to answer that question. It's a big question to answer. And my immediate thought is I wouldn't do anything, but then what would I do?
I think I would be doing the same things as I'm doing now. I think I would still be drawing, and I think I would still do some game design. So weirdly enough, I am in alignment there.
I don't even know how to wrap my head around the question. Like, there's one part of it where I would definitely move someplace warmer. But that's on my to-do list anyway once I'm done studying. um, but in terms of like projects to work on and stuff like that, I'm sort of realizing that most like everything I do is about creating some kind of experience for other people. And so if I were to remove that from the equation, then like there's nothing else that would pull me towards the things that I'm currently doing. Like, it doesn't really work without people. So in that sense, I don't actually know, other than like move somewhere hot.
I would also be doing more or less what I'm doing now, except work, question mark. I feel like the only aspect of my life that I do to be a part of society is work. Yeah.
So then, if there's nobody, you still be doing work?
Probably not, but also I resonate a little bit with Tom. My work is also to like have an impact on other people, and so I've thought about this before. I don't know if there's no one else on Earth that would also want to live.
Yeah, some of my clients said the same thing too. It's like, do I want to live on an Earth if there's nobody? I'm like, oh no, that's a valid point. And there's a lot of things that they want to do requires other people and whatnot. And I'm like, oh, that makes sense.
I would need a lot of dogs.
There would be a lot of dogs with no owners.
True.
True.
That would be the mission, no?
Yes,
Like,
save all the
rescue all
dogs.
the dogs. But yeah, that's basically my situation. I don't know if there's anything else to go into it, to be honest.
What's your answer
Unless
to
you guys
that
have more
question?
questions. I I don't know, but it's none of the things I'm currently doing.
Mhm.
So then, like, that gave me a clear answer of, that's weird. Hmm. I think I don't mind technically seeing clients, but then, I mean, if there's nobody on Earth, then, like, there's no clients to see. But I also then would be just analyzing fictions.
Mhm.
Like, I'll be reading and watching things and trying to, like, analyze the characters the same way I analyze people. So that I truly enjoy. And that, no, like, then I know that piece is mine. But the rest of the other stuff, I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't be I wouldn't be creating content because I don't find it fun, to be honest. And I won't be doing my HR work for sure because I don't really find that fun at all. Uh, I would hang out with my cats more, and then I'll just explore the city, get some food, and kind of call it a day.
I'm
Play
kind
some
of curious.
games, of course.
Sorry. I'm kind of curious about a similar question to everyone where, like, say if people didn't disappear, but you have unlimited resources so you can do anything you like without, like, you don't have to worry about surviving. How would that impact things?
I don't know if this is the right answer. It might not be like an answer that's thought out, but the moment you asked me that question, my mind kind of came to I wouldn't do anything different. And I'm like, wow, that's crazy. If I have $1 billion, it wouldn't be any different, really? And I'm like, yeah, I don't think I'll do anything different.
That would be my answer too. I wouldn't do anything different. But also, one of the questions I on my list was this, where I feel like, am I there? Like where I feel like like the dream life is, because it kind of contradicts with my wanting to experience different things. So if I just find the perfect one and I just live in it, then I don't get to experience anything else. That's a bit more chaotic. So that also feel conflicted.
Yeah, I get you. I remember thinking, oh, I want to travel, right? I want to go to Asia, Japan, do all these things. But if I have the resource, I don't think I would be doing it at this moment either.
I'm curious how everyone is feeling hearing this.
I feel excited.
See more?
I think it's really fun to think about this sort of stuff. Like, if there were no practical limitations, what would I do? Like, I tend to daydream a lot. That's where my motivation to make things comes from. And so this taps right into that.
Raymond, you were gonna go?
Yeah, I wanted to say confused and interested. And like, if there were unlimited resources, then people here would largely just live their same life, which is very interesting to me. I feel like if you had unlimited resources, you would start experimenting a lot more, like material stuff with like hobbies, buying more expensive stuff. I feel like that would change a lot of stuff. Like when I hear Mark say that she wants to explore Asia, then like if you have unlimited resources, why wouldn't you go there?
Yeah, it makes me curious if I want to in the first place, or do I just like the idea of it? I like the idea, I'm guessing. I like the idea of traveling to Asia and traveling to different places. But I don't know if I actually like the execution of it and the actual experience of it.
So there would be a difference between the expectation versus what you'll really find there.
I don't think so. I think it's more I there's something with me wanting to experience myself as a traveler. It's more of an identity question, I feel like, or identity problem, where I think I would like me being this version of like, oh, like she travels, she goes to Asia. Like, I think I like that idea of it, but I don't think I actually like the execution of it because it's gonna be tiring. Because I had to go to different places, I had to walk around, like do all these different things, cram into a train and whatnot. I think a short period of time, maybe, but it wouldn't be the long period of time that I'm actually thinking of. It seems like a lot of work as well. So then I'm like, maybe I don't like it as much as I think I like it. And I think that's a realization for a lot of things in my life as well. I'm like, I don't think I like it as much as I think I like it. But I think about it a little bit. I would put more money into games so then I can like create more games to play.
Yeah, I would do something similar. I think like investing in other people to make more games.
I've thought about like when I'm rich having bounties for things. Like, hey, if someone does this, I'll pay you like $10,000. Like there's a something called Archipelago that it's like a multiplayer randomizer for single player games. And I'm like people in their own time invest in doing stuff like that. It's really cool.
How'd you feel, Pam?
Hmm. To me, it's confusing because I resonate with Tom with daydreaming and like to do that and use that as motivation. But I feel I sense myself feeling scared to share it, and that's why I'm conflicted. Like, I would normally think it's nice and I want to share what I dream of and want to do, but I feel scared of doing it right now. So I am confused and conflicted in that, which I was not expecting, but it's something I'm dealing with. Yeah.
What's
Thanks for
scary
asking.
about it?
That's a really great question. I think I'm scared that if I share it, it will be too much or it would be too unrealistic. And I don't feel in a position where I think either I will be able to defend it or I will just like soak up the doubt or question myself if I share it. So that's why it feels so, I forgot the word, vulnerable, because it's a really vulnerable spot to share from. Yeah.
I resonate with that.
Would you like to elaborate on that? How you resonate?
I was gonna say like my topic earlier. It's exactly what you said. Like your words perfectly describe that. Where, yeah, like if I show it, like, will the doubts make me doubt myself? Like I feel like I can't say something I can't defend yet. I have to back it up before I can share it.
Defend in what way? Is it like defending if it's possible or not possible? Or something different?
I would say it's two-folded for me. It's like defending if it's possible and able to be executed, but also defend how I'm feeling about it. Like, like if I want to do something, it's gonna be oddly unspecific, because I'm not there where to share a specific situation yet. But in fiction, it would be to share something that I'm not able to defend, both in it being realistic and me feeling whatever I'm feeling towards this situation or the thing I want to accomplish. It's like I have to defend my emotions attached to that.
I think I have a version of this too, where like with some things it feels like I have to be able to justify wanting something in the first place.
Justify is a great word.
Reminds me of like having a lot of people question my reality or my experience, my perspective of things. You know, like you said, if like why do you want that, or like why would you feel that way about this? You were supposed to feel another way. And yeah, I can't justify, I can't explain why I feel that way, and so it feels like maybe I'm wrong because I don't have good reasons to feel this way.
I resonate with that dialogue.
Yeah, it feels like you guys have been like accused of or accused for like existing or like having opinions. Just like how dare you? Like there's like such contempt in the it feels like what you received.
Yeah, for me, I think it's like, how dare you want to take up space? So things that are kind of like not happening in real time. Like, for example, I can write and share that to people. That's easy. Because it's not in sync and they can choose whether or not they want to read it. But if I'm like forcing a person to listen to me, that feels like I'm not allowed to. Well, like it feels like forcing them, I guess.
Yeah, I resonate with that experience as well. And on top of that, for me, it's also not being able to know if it's true or not. Like, I feel like I could be a burden or would take up space and it would not be okay. But at the same time, I know it's okay, but I don't know when or whenever it's not. And that is the tricky part.
Yeah, and it feels like it being okay or not okay is kind of dependent on the other person's experience. So then it makes it confusing of is it really okay or not okay to express myself?
Yeah.
But also, like, I'm supposed to know what that experience is.
Need to know for who. Uh, in question to your statement.
Oh, could you ask it again, please?
Yeah. So I was hearing you said that on top of that, it was also an experience of having to need to know um, the experience of the situation.
Yeah,
But
like,
for the person or for you or for, yeah.
I think for me it feels like whether or not it's okay, that depends on the other person's experience, but also it's my job to know where the line is. Like, I just need to be able to read their mind. And, like,
Hmm.
I'm supposed to
Yeah.
know whether it's okay to take up more space or not, or, like, when to stop.
I resonate with that as well. It's like reading a unwritten rule, but knowing it's there, but you can't see it. And you can't ask either because you should know.
Yeah, or if I ask, like, people will be polite and say it's fine when it's not.
Hmm.
What would happen if you don't read their mind?
For a while, nothing, and eventually they get fed up and either get annoyed with me or disappear.
Yeah, I
Yeah, it feels like
resonate with
the
that.
relationship is at stake. Sorry, Pam.
No, it's exactly what I was also trying to say.
I resonate. I just want to say that.
I'm
What
curious.
y'all's. You go, Pam.
Fine. Okay. um, I was curious about how it all unfolds in your mind, Tom, because to me it's like it's an experience, but it's also knowing like there's like for me it's being told that I should just ask, but my experience of asking is totally different what people expect it should be. Like it's like giving an advice, and then when you use that advice it's not working as they intended the advice to be. um so I'm curious to hear your experience of being in that space when when not knowing Well, like it's hard because it's like the whole situation I'm trying to ask into.
Yeah.
mm,
I think for me it kind of depends on what the specific thing is. So with some things, like for example asking people to hang out or start new projects, at this point I'm pretty comfortable just asking, and I assume that I just need to ask enough people and someone will be interested eventually. So it feels more like a numbers game than like I needed to work out on the first try or like with this specific person. So that kind of stuff feels okay. But with things like um, like in spaces where it feels like I'm not sure whether I belong there in the first place, it sort of feels like I need permission from someone else to be there. I can't just like show up and participate. And if I do, I don't have a lot of like actual dialogue going on in my head. Um, but I'm just gonna feel a lot of shame and a lot of resistance to showing up in the first place. Or if I'm there, I'll just feel like I want to hide or avoid people. And sometimes I show up and then it's actually fine in the moment and I have a great time. And I'm sort of sat there thinking like, oh, like I actually had nothing to worry about. This is great. I want to do more of this. And then I come home and then next time I want to go, I forget about how good that experience was and all the shame comes back in and it feels like I'm starting from scratch every single time. I have to force myself to go. And like logically I kind of know it will be fine, but I don't actually remember how it felt last time. So I just remember all the anxiety and fear around it. So like specifically with music, for example, like joining a group, if it's not auditioned, in my head it's like I don't know if I'm supposed to be here because they didn't pick me. Or joining any kind of group really, that's why I prefer starting things, because if I'm the one who started it and other people show up, like I'm creating space for them and I'm supposed to be there by default because I'm running it. And that's much easier than joining something that's already established. Hence Quest of Life.
Yeah, it feels like you need like the permission of the people in order to have the right to belong.
Yeah. I don't know if that answered your question, Pam.
it did. Thank you. I'm already thinking about what you're saying. I'm kind of tying it back to where we started with Mars saying that she felt the pressure, like kind of subsided. So I was like, is that kind of the pressure that is put on ourselves and then not able to like give up? Like, how would it be to say, I don't want that tie? Can I just cut it off?
I mean, I think that's exactly right. I just don't know how.
Great.
Like, it does disappear when I'm there in the moment now, so I guess that's progress, but in between it always comes back, and I don't know how to shake it.
Yeah, I think I have similar experience of like uh not wanting to be rejected. So then I'll have to think ahead in order to make it work. So if I know a situation where I will be accepted, then like no problem, right? I can just go. But if there's like a possibility of someone saying something, then I have so much resistance to go because I'm confronting that reality. and kind of gambling, right? Like flipping the coin and see which one it lands. But I
Mm.
think there had been always a feeling of I will be rejected no matter what. So then when I flip the coin, it feels like it landing on rejection is much more.
I think for me, even worse than rejection is a version where people don't want me there, but no one's saying it. Like, I'm okay auditioning for something, and then if it's a no, then, like, fair enough, and that doesn't bother me too much, but showing up somewhere and then sort of, like, having to wonder whether I'm supposed to be there or not, or, like, whether I'm. If I don't know, basically. Like, that's the most terrifying thing.
Yeah, you're being tolerated.
Yeah. Yeah, that's worse than rejection for me. I'm really curious if anyone else experiences that.
I experience it a bit different. Um, yeah, I'm thinking of like the open mics. I cannot bring myself to go to an open mic to do my stand up because I don't, unless I'm invited. If someone I know invites me or just invites me to come with, then I would go. And when I'm there, it's also not the rejection, but it feels like if I'm there uninvited, then I can't find a good enough reason why I'm there. Like if people question me, it kind of relates back to the other topic. Like I can't defend why I'm here.
Yeah, and just like you wanting to be there is not a good enough reason.
Yeah.
Or like it feels like it's not a good enough reason, even though it is. How does that sound?
Uh, when you said even though it is, it feels wrong. It's my first thought is no, it isn't. It's not a. What I want really does not matter. Um, yeah, I know logically that doesn't make sense, but emotionally,
Hmm.
I feel like it makes a lot of sense. I think there's a hidden objective there. It's not just wanting to go, right? That's just one checkbox. But the hidden objective is I want to be accepted when I'm there. I want to like belong when I'm there. And if that hidden objective is not landed, then like you don't really want to go. There's like a prerequisite to like wanting to go.
I'm thinking if I get there and I learn that they don't want me there, it's fine. It's happened before, um, and I felt okay. It's yeah, I think it's really is the me wanting to be there. It's not good enough a reason for me to be there. So I need another good reason. Being invited is a really great reason to be somewhere.
My question would be, who judges if the reason is good enough? Like, who is the master of all to say it's a good enough reason?
Whoever questions me.
That's fair.
How is it for you with wanting things in general?
In general, it wasn't a thing. I didn't grow up being asked what I wanted. Uh, yeah, about 5 years ago, when I first met my current partner, he would ask me, "What do you want for dinner?" And I noticed my first reaction, I got very angry and frustrated because I didn't know how to answer that question. In my mind, I was like, whatever's in the fridge, why are you asking me? What do I want? Like having to do anything with this. And then it took me a while to figure out how to figure out what I want. Like, what is that feeling of wanting something? I wasn't familiar with it.
Yeah, I feel like I could resonate with that. Of there's no, like, I don't have the right to want something. There are things I need to do and have to do, but yeah, it was a feeling of I don't deserve to like want things. Like my time is better occupied like doing something different. There's other priorities kind of.
Yeah, I think my flavor of that is that there are right things to want and there are wrong things to want, and I have to know which one's which. So like I'm allowed to want things as long as they're the right ones, or like yeah. Some things are acceptable, others are not.
Hmm.
How do you know what is acceptable?
I
How do you
don't,
figure
that's
that
the
out?
problem. That's what makes it so hard.
I feel like it'll be very different between all the people you talk to as well.
Yeah, I think it's actually just something conditioned and internal. It doesn't actually matter who I'm specifically talking to. Same thing with preferences, like with music. Some music that I like is okay to like, and I'm comfortable sharing that with people regardless of whether they judge me for it or not, and other things aren't okay to like, or with food. And I don't know why, and I don't know what the difference is, but just like some I've learned that are like, yeah, I don't know. Some things are acceptable in my head for some reason, and others aren't. And I don't see a clear pattern.
It's like what Raymond said.
That
There's no patterns because they're different people having different criteria.
But then the things that are okay to want even with people who disagree. So it's not actually about like being judged by a specific person. It feels like there's some kind of mysterious universal truth.
How do you defend if someone asks you why do you like that with one of the positive?
I think it's I just do.
Yeah. Yeah, it's much more like factual.
Yeah.
It seems like you wanting or liking it is it feels like you are in unison with that, and other people's opinions or like rejections don't really do anything to your
Yeah.
solidarity, I
And
guess.
even with stuff that's like consistently judged, like for example, I really like having cereal with orange juice, and whenever I say that to people, everyone tends to freak out. Like that's the weirdest thing, and that doesn't bother me at all. And then something much more like normal, I wouldn't be able to share because for some reason that feels like it's not okay.
Yeah, I resonate with that. Like, what sometimes feels normal to me is really abnormal for other people. So it's like for them, I get a weird reaction because for them, it's a weird experience. But I'm not, like, I don't know it's abnormal because that's my life. Like, that's normal in my mind. And I can only say that because it made me think of experiences where, for example, I think, like, okay, kind of, but I just know this situation where something I felt was really normal, and until I shared it with people, I realized it was not, and that's why the reaction and like I needed to have the whole picture to understand where I was in that picture, and I was lucky that people would provide me that, and if they don't, it's really weird to be in. Like that gives the experience of okay, what is totally normal to me is not normal for other people, but I don't know why. Any thoughts? I see a lot of thinking.
I'm wondering along the lines of like, how does that then impact what you share with people or how you make decisions?
Hmm. That's a great question. I've never thought about. I guess it makes me really uncertain, whatever the reaction would be when I share something. And I think it might tie down to when I've shared something I really would like to do. It was often judged, and that's why that's when there's something I'm daydreaming of or something I really would like to. It's like I have had so many uncertain, unpleasant experiences sharing that I tend to just keep it to myself and protect it with not sharing. um, and working towards finding a way to embrace what I would like to and somehow incorporate it into my environment. Um, yeah, and I guess it also shapes me to be uncertain of what or when to share because I do also have pleasant experiences with sharing my wants and wishes, but I'm still figuring out the pattern of when and when not to. I think it's a great question. I would like to hear your other, like you guys' answers as well.
What was the question?
Mm, I forgot.
It was something along the line with the experiences, like past experiences of uncertainty in people's reactions towards what's normal and abnormal and what feels true to you. How does that experience shape how you expect or navigate uncertain situations going forward?
One thing that immediately comes up to me is like I can't even explore it anymore, so I can't ever validate it. So like if something feels awkward to like talk about, then I can't explore it safely anymore, which means I'll never find the reasons to like feel factually good talking about it. To justify it. Yeah, that's the word. So then like it's put off indefinitely. Since I can't explore, I can't find the reasons to justify it. And if I can't justify it, then I can never explore it.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm similar in, I think my past experience has taught me to, it feels like, no, not taught, but I feel like now it's taking me so much more time to find good reasons or like factual reasons to back up what I want before I can share it, which takes a lot of time. Because and then sometimes I go in circles because people always have uh, arguments that immediately I would go into figuring out how to answer to that instead of just doing what I want to do.
For me, I think my first question usually is asking, why do I even want to share it in the first place? Because if I have hidden agenda of like, I want to share it and I'm anticipating the other person to agree with me, then I'm like, okay, well, I don't really just want to share it. I actually want this person to agree with me. Even just now, like what I just said there, right? Like, I actually am not looking for anyone to agree with me. I'm just stating it. And you guys can, like, it's up to you to disagree or agree. And I'm just like sharing a piece of my mind. But if I have the hidden agenda of like, okay, I need to say something that everybody is gonna nod their head, I don't know if I can say anything.
I appreciate that thought. It's interesting.
Yeah, that just made me realize what I'm actually avoiding is like recreating very specific type of reactions. So it's not like broad rejection, but like a very specific kind of judgment or something that will trigger not just like shame in the moment, but also all of the unresolved past stuff. That's the thing that's really scary because there's a lot of it. And that also explains why it's fine to take risks in some areas, and in others it just feels too dangerous to even try.
Yeah, that's kind of what I mean by blackmailing. Like, I'm being blackmailed because I'm avoiding like certain reaction. And then now I'm just like, you know what? Do it. Do it. You won't. You can give me the exact reaction I don't want. Like, I'm actually like, go for it. And then at some point, I'm able to like desensitize. Like, yeah, like it might or might not happen. And it actually might turn out good. But I will not let like this potential reaction like stops me from saying this if I want to say it.
How do you stop it from just adding onto that pile that's already there?
Can you explain what pile and what adding means?
Yeah, so like because when you said that I sort of feel like, well, I've been trying that and in some situations it worked and I was able to desensitize myself and then I feel comfortable. For example, like playing in orchestras, I'm completely fine with now because I just did it for long enough where it started to feel okay. But in other areas, I'll go out and do something new that's terrifying and then actually have a neutral experience or even a good one. But then I come home and it still somehow adds yet another layer to the shame. And the more I do it, it just piles on and on and on until it becomes unbearable again. And now I'm in a worse spot than I was before I started trying.
Yeah, I feel like there's still something you're holding on to then.
Mhm.
Of this person cannot react this way because that would be a reflection of me in some ways. And there needs to be like a sever of ties of even if this person react this way, it doesn't mean something about me. But that is like super hard to do. You need to like do a lot of deep internal work of like, how did I think that this person's reaction equals this about me in the first place? And then reverse engineer it.
But then why do I end up feeling so like people generally don't react in that way that I fear? And it feels okay in the moment, but then I come out of the situation as if they'd reacted in that bad way anyway.
Yeah, it feels like a part of you is like judging yourself in some ways.
Yeah,
So
even though it
I'm
didn't
gonna
happen.
say an example. Yes, like an example would be I was told that I'm a very cold person, that I'm very, very cruel, and every time I have rejection or like I state my mind, I feel like, oh, like I'm being a cold person again, like I'm doing the same thing. But then I need to really have clarity and groundedness of like, no, I'm not a cruel person. I mean, I could be, I don't know actually. It's very subjective actually. But that does not determine who I am. But other person is like they have the right to think of me this way. And I'm no longer like attached to like changing their mind. But that also means like rupturing of relationships, right? Like it's validating the past relationship being ruptured because I'm a cruel person. Every time I feel like I'm being a cruel person, which then I'm anticipating I'm gonna rupture this relationship as well. And then I also don't like that about myself because being a cruel person isn't good. Like I know how cruel people feels. So internally, I'm also like it's not okay. Even though like the interaction went well, I'm like, oh, I was being a little bit cruel. So yeah, like it's really digging down and like, why do I believe I'm being cruel? Am I actually being cruel? Is this guilt or is it shame? Is it like an internal value? Like, okay, like if I say fuck you to a person, yeah, that's pretty cruel actually. Or am I like not determining and not being able to see myself clearly because of someone in the past said something about me, which that label is still existing and it's activating in current time. I'm also curious about Jake because you said something you're curious about, but that was like 30 minutes ago. I don't know if you still have it.
Surprisingly, I do remember. Um, I was curious about uh, what y'all's opinions are of relationships that require reading minds to function. Like, just what are your like? What's your opinion of this dynamic?
Too
Like, how do you feel
complicated,
about
not worth
these
the
type of
effort.
relationships?
That's my whole life. Fuck those relationships.
Yeah, it seems very unstable.
But that's where I think it's hard in groups because there I can't necessarily pick and choose. Like if I want to show up to something, there will be people there who engage in that way. So like it's not always avoidable.
I kind of want to challenge that. Is that not avoidable from your side, or do you mean like in general?
Like I can't just decide not to interact with people who expect me to read their mind. I don't have to play that game, but it's
Well,
still
like you,
complicated.
you don't have to engage in that game. You can still interact with them without having to read their mind.
But they might still expect me to know
Yeah.
what they're feeling, and then if I don't, they might still get annoyed, and I still have to like deal with the drama around that.
So you're getting sucked into playing the game because they are playing the game.
So even if I sort of call it out, like it creates conflict either way. I can refuse to play and just ask them to, like I can say that I need them to tell me what they need, otherwise I can't help. But like not everyone likes hearing that.
Yeah, it's
which
like
then makes
it's
it
just
not
going
okay
to
to
blow
do.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems regardless of if you play the game or not, being around people who require mind reading to uh, function around, I guess, um, they cause you to feel highly vulnerable and like susceptible to damage.
I would say it's more like they drain much more energy than I actually want to give them.
Sure, these people do drain quite a
Yeah.
bit of energy.
And even just like holding up boundaries in itself can be quite draining.
Yeah, because there's like an expectation that you shouldn't have this boundary. You
Yeah.
should just read my mind. I don't know why you're making this so difficult.
Yeah. I also want to hear what everyone else thinks though. I mean, like, back to Jake's question.
I don't have anything new to add. My answer would be the same as Tom's.
I can share mine next. For me, it's conflicting because to experience it is draining, but I know I sometimes expect it of people as well. So I'm like conflicted because I see both sides of it. Like sometimes I do expect people to read my mind, but I don't know I'm expecting it until they tell me I am. So I have to accept that that is a part of me that I have to accept that I do and I can work with and I want to eliminate the habit and I'm working on more open and honest communication. But I'm like it's really hard because I know how it feels to be at the receiving end of it, but I also am in a situation where I don't know what else to do. Like I am fumbling in blindness to find the answer of if I don't know if people can't read my mind and I can't communicate it myself, then where lies the answer? Yeah. So that's my sides.
Yeah, I resonate with that. I think I tend to notice if I am not communicating something, and I get like there's like resentment, right? Of like, oh, why don't this person know? Like, why doesn't this person just like let it go or whatever? And a lot of the times, I realize then it's me because I am not saying what is necessary. But there's a reason, right? Because I don't want to push back or I don't want to lose the relationship, so then I don't say anything. But
Mm.
I'm actually manipulating the situation to be a certain way, and I'm in a way manipulating and hiding that information from the other party. So then I'm like controlling the situation. And then I think about it. I'm like, wait, if so I try my best to not do that because I would hate myself for it. And I'm like, wait, if other people are doing it to me, then it's not my problem. It's not me. Then I'm like, oh, I am not the problem here. So if they're mad, then like, yeah, like it makes sense. Like I think it's valid to be upset at things. And I also think if it's not communicated to me, then it's not an information that is privy to me as well, because they don't want to tell me. So there's nothing like I can really do here. I can inquire, I can ask a question, but like that's kind of about it. Like if I try to guess, and I'm also invading their privacy as well, because I don't want to lose the relationship, I'm now gonna guess so then I can somehow prevent the situation when it's not like appropriate for the other person, but it's also for me. So that's kind of how I understood it nowadays.
Mm.
And if I keep doing it, then that means like I am in a way continuing the dynamic of like now is the expectation that I have to read their mind.
Mm.
Any other final thoughts on this topic before we shift to ending session stuff?
I like seeing all the cats.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Yeah, I keep staring at Anne's like cat head right next to her.
yeah, I feel like in my experience, the mind reading game also like I'm not really sure where this thought comes from, but it feels like a breach of trust. Like I want to engage in the game, like hide my feelings and hide my thoughts because I don't trust you. And I feel like the other person is doing it for the same reason. And with what Mars is saying, it sounds more like being authentic creates an authentic environment, and like that's the way you don't have to stress as much with interacting with other people because you have basically nothing to worry about because you're okay with being authentic. There's nothing to hide. There's no mind to read. I'm still deep in thought about like what all of that means.
I can add something to it. Like, I resonate a lot with the scenario of like mind reading, and to me, what shifted my perspective on it is that I learned that it was because I was afraid to share my emotions with other people. So I would like, instead of saying what I wanted, I was trying to get what I wanted by anticipating what they wanted, because then, and it's gonna like, because then they would do the same instead of me just owning up to what I wanted and what I needed. Like I wanted them to read my needs so I didn't have to communicate it. And if we were two people doing the same thing, then it felt comfortable, but it was really messy. Like, because it's so easy to misunderstand and miscommunicate, trying to go off on anticipations instead of communicating wants and needs from the get go. And at that time, I'm still struggling with it, but at that time it was terrifying. Like sharing what I wanted and what I needed was not an option in the past. Now I know like it's not that dangerous as I thought it was. But at that time it felt like really horrifying.
And I think sometimes it is that dangerous, right? If it's with the wrong people, that it
True.
will blow up if that happens. but it's also like having faith. Like we'll see how the cookie crumbles.
Hmm. Any other thoughts?
I thought about the earlier the piece about, so Mar said something about what are you judging yourself for? Um, which makes sense to me in like when I'm afraid that people will criticize me. It it depends on what they criticize me for. If I agree with them, that's where I have the problem that like I'm afraid to share. And so it's helpful to think about, yeah, what are those things that I agree with them that I also judge me for, and then work on those.
I have a really broad question related to what we talked about with before about wanting things, and I'm sort of going down the path of like, what am I? So if with some things the reason for wanting something is just like because I do, if there isn't a proper justification for it, then how am I supposed to navigate things where like part of me really wants a thing and then another part of me really doesn't, and there's like that kind of internal conflict as well? And it genuinely feels like different preferences, not like I want it because it sounds fun and I don't want it because it's risky because I might feel ashamed, but it just like if it if it's inconsistent from day to day, or I don't know, depending on my mood or stuff like that.
I think it's
That was
hard
a
to
question,
answer.
right?
Yeah, I understood that's a
Okay.
question as well.
I don't know is my answer.
Yeah, I would also say it's worth exploring, but I don't have an answer.
I don't know if I understand the question properly, because it sounds like you're asking us to give you a reason to explore things that you like.
Um, it's more like how do I decide what to act on when my preferences change? Or like part of me wants one thing, another part wants another thing. Or doesn't want that first thing. Like sometimes I'm in this headspace where I really want to connect with people, or like I feel really creative and want to um, make things or write or like make music, and then other times I don't care about any of that stuff at all.
Well, my initial answer would be, and it's not a fun answer. It's like it's up for you to decide. Like it's also you to decide what the what is called parameters for the conditions of the choice. Like yeah, that would be my logical answer, I think. And the emotional answer would be to decide should logic or emotions take the steering wheel, or should you look for an answer where both can agree?
Yeah, and also just is it just like emotions I feel in the moment, or if I remember I really wanted something 2 weeks ago and I don't really want it anymore, should I do it anyway because I remember I wanted it and I signed up for something? So should I go or should I not because I don't care anymore?
Mm.
Makes
To me, that
sense.
sounds like what's it called? Like a struggle with value regarding keeping words or something like loyalty. Because I have a different perspective. For me, it would be thinking, would this be helpful, or do I still want this in the future? But I'm hearing your focus is more on the past. And Marsh was saying something.
And it was on.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
I was thinking, I think it's similar in a different flavor, where like either way seems okay to me based on my experience with myself and my partner, where I value more what I want in the moment. So I too, yeah, I switch to whatever I want right now. I don't care what I wanted last week. But for my partner, he values finishing things more than what he wants today. So then he would choose to continue projects he started.
Any final thoughts for Tom's question?
How is it for Tom to hear?
Mm, I think it just raises more questions, but I know we're at time, so I don't want to like start a whole new discussion.
We'll write it in notes.
Yeah.
Then I would say it was nice. Like, I liked the session. It went broad and circled around and went everywhere, but I liked the flow that it went with. How are people feeling?
At the beginning, I felt the rush to get to the topics for like half an hour. And then at some point, the conversation was engaging enough that I forgot. So then I also enjoyed the session. Yeah.
I had fun.
Same.
Took me a while to get engaged with the topic, but once I did, it was a lot of fun, and I got a few interesting tidbits out of it. Like the reading thoughts was very interesting to me. I think I'll have to think about that some more.
Uh, Side thing first. The spawning topics is a backup plan for if the conversation doesn't naturally flow. Just as a, at least that's why I use them. If the conversation flows, it's so much easier and it feels more natural than, hey, we discussed we're talking about our childhoods today. Like it just doesn't feel as natural. And I think it feels much more easy to connect to people when the conversation flows like that. So, yeah, future referencing. Um, yeah, I think the conversation was great. I think having someone who feels peace, or yeah, I'll just say peace, it gives hope for everybody. And usually hope is a pretty good thing in mental health stuff. So it gives, like, activates like curiosity, like, oh, what happened? And it like reinvigorates people and gives them like life and stuff. So pretty cool.
And how was it for you today?
Did you ask me?
Jake.
Jake.
How was it
I was
for you
coughing.
today?
For me?
Mhm.
Or Anne?
You.
I just said it.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, it was good.
Oh, my
Or I said it was
brain.
great. The whole... Is there anyone
That
else?
felt. Okay, fair enough.
I mean, I could.
That felt
ponder
more
on
about the
different-
session than about you, I guess, in my head. But
Sure. I'm feeling similar, or that doesn't make any sense. I still have a like hole of sadness that I've been feeling for the last like day and a half. So that hasn't moved. Other than that, I do feel a bit of life and I don't know, warmth from the session. Yeah. Cool. Other than that, can someone look at the chat?
nothing in chat. Other than like spam.
Spam. What does it say?
Do you want more? Or, yeah, basically just offering viewers if we probably pay on some random website.
I don't know what the hell that means.
It
But...
says, "Yo, need more eyes," and then a link.
Oh, they're offering bots. Only the big streamers do bots. That's a big streamer thing, you know. I'm not throwing shade, but maybe a little bit.
Maybe we are also big streamers then.
We just need to buy 2,000 bots. Cool. Well, if that's it, any final stuff from anybody?
No final thoughts?
Cool. Well, everybody, we'll see y'all next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you for watching. Again, if you'd like to join a support group similar to this, you can join us through our website, questoflife.org. And if you'd like to support us with our mission, please consider donating and or volunteering. You can also do that via our website so that we can run more free groups for more people. Thanks.